Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Costa?
Present.
Trustee Caprio?
Present.
Trustee Rogers? Present. Trustee Sweet?
Present.
Trustee Nancy
Present.
Trustee Varian?
Present.
Mayor Rich?
Present. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to table H3, 4, and H5 regarding steamers for more information.
Okay, does anyone have any issues with that? Can we take a roll call?
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers? Aye. Trustee Varian?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Nancy Aye. Trustee Costa?
Aye. Okay. All right. Okay, I need a motion to approve the minutes from May 11th, 2016.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Please. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the minutes of May 25th, 2016 Village Board meeting. So moved. Trustee Costa?
I'll second.
Trustee Caprio? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next is reports and communication from mayor and others. I'll start it off. On Thursday, July 14th and Friday, July 15th, the current Village Hall will be closed to the public as staff moves to the new Village Hall facility located at the former Woodbine property. The new Village Hall, 14240 West 151st Street, will open to the public on Monday, July 18th. Normal business hours will resume that week from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. As always, staff at the Village Hall can be reached at 708-301-0632, and the building department at 708-301-1301. The new Village Boardroom and Community Room are still under construction. However, they will be open to the public early in August. The Village Hall looks good. We're moving out of here tomorrow. Tomorrow and Friday, Saturday, so we will be opening up there on Monday of next week. So we've had our last rent payment. We don't have any more rent payments because we'll be out of here. And the building is almost complete. Boardroom and community center should be done sometime next week. And as soon as it is, if time is good, we'll have the next Village Board meeting there. If not, we'll have the last Village Board meeting here at the end of this month. Also on the report that Starbucks and Chipotle have started to build on Bell Road. So we should have them doing the interior by October of this year. And with that, I'll go to the trustees. Trustee Caprio.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to report on behalf of the Parade and Festival Committee. I'd like to thank everyone who attended our 2016 Homer Fest this year. Our fest appears to have been a successful fest. Our proceeds seem to have outweighed the expenses for the year. I would also like to thank all of the volunteers and everyone involved in preparation and an execution of a successful festival. I would also like to poll the board and maybe ask the board for consensus to start the planning and process of picking a date for the 2017 festival. So we usually do it at the last weekend of June. So my hope is that we will continue to do that if everyone is, if I can get a consensus from everyone.
Thank you, Trustee Caprio.
Thank you.
Trustee Suisse.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting for the Environment Committee, our June stargazing event was a success. I would like to thank Homer Township for the use of Trantina Farm, School District 92 for turning off the parking lot lights in the village for their support. I would also like to thank John Robinson and members of the EMA team that assisted with parking, as well as members of the Environment Committee, Gary White, Margaret Sabo, Joe Therese, and Larry Woodsoe that helped out that evening. And one more big thank you to staff member Sue Styler. I will partially read an email that the program manager from the Hoffman Estates Park District sent to us regarding their experience that evening. She said, "What a thrill it was for all of us from the Hoffman Estates Park District 50-plus Club to experience a stargazing party with you. So many of our participants expressed great pleasure with everything from our dining experience at Homer's Cafe to the gracious welcome and introduction to the stargazing party concept by members of your group. The astronomers were eager to engage us in their work, and we were delighted. Bravo to all of you for the great work you have done and continue to do toward helping to save our environment. Sincerely, Rika Cup, Program Manager, Hoffman Estates Park District." Another resident who recently moved to Homer Glen from Evergreen Park appeared that night, and he stated that one of the reasons he chose Homer Glen is because the village has taken actions to minimize light pollution and the dark skies should be treasured by the community. Another attendee from Plainfield stated that if you want to view the skies as clear as you will get here, you may have to travel 50 to 75 miles away down I-55. It is impressive for our community so close to Chicago to receive the designation of being the 4th International Dark Sky Community. And that is why we must continue to protect our quality of life and our dark sky designation. Moving on, as a reminder to our residents, they are encouraged to sign up for spraying notifications through the mosquito hotline by calling 800-942-2555 and ask to be added to the prior notification list for the Village of Homer Glen. Residents will be asked to provide their name, address, and phone number, and this will allow them to receive a phone call from Clark the day of the village-wide mosquito spray. Residents who are on this list will receive a call between 4 and 6 p.m. notifying them of that night's spraying. And one last item is save the date for Homer Harvest Days 2016, which will take place on September 10 and 11 at the Trantina Farm. Please visit the website at www.homerharvestdays.com for more information. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Sweet. Trustee Rogers?
The Public Service and Safety Committee's new committee met this past week. I think based on the feedback that I've gotten from the committee members, overall very, very positive. Having each of the departments represented throughout the village and the township and the Will County Fire Department, or the Will County Sheriff's Department, fire departments, we are able to get a lot more things accomplished in a shorter period of time. So I look forward to working with them and hopefully coming up with some good programs.
Thank you, Trustee Rogers. Trustee Costa?
Thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, also, I'd like to echo what Trustee Caprio said about the fest. Thank you for everybody that came out and supported the fest, especially to all of our volunteers and our organizations and our business owners that came out. It was another success. I'm sure everybody had a good time, had some great bands, and especially good weather. So thank you once again. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Costa. Trustee Turkey?
Thank you, Mayor. On behalf of the Parks and Rec Committee, PRI initiated a short survey of the village trustees to gauge each of the trustees' level of emphasis on the different aspects of the project goals. This information will be used to establish a baseline for communication and planning. PRI has met with the village staff to discuss the setup for the online engagement efforts and to further explain the details of the work to be conducted and managed. PRI is working on draft questions to be uploaded to this site as well. On Monday, June 27th, PRI met with the Environment and Park Committees to share input and gather ideas. There was a lot of great input provided, and PRI and the Village Board will take this information into consideration as we proceed with the project. We have completed our on-site evaluation of the existing conditions and have expanded that site analysis to the neighboring residential areas. PRI is currently preparing an additional planning factors and mapping to be used in the focus group meetings. The village and PRI would like to hold focus group meetings within the next 2 weeks and will be coordinating these efforts with the village staff. As of right now, we are looking at dates in the week of August 19th to formally hold a public open house, and PRI will work with staff to finalize a date and location for this meeting. This concludes my report.
Thank you. And on the tail end of that, I would like the board, by the next meeting, start thinking about festival coming over to the property, because the festival comes around real quick. We have a lot of work to do if we're going to get this thing situated. So If everyone could just get some ideas together for next week, and we'll have it on the agenda for discussion. And if we can work it out to where we can do an action item on it at the same time, we'll get it set. Because we need, like I said, we need to get the ball rolling on it.
That was also discussed with PRI, and they are evaluating the grounds to see exactly what the parks, or what the events committee is looking for to establish where that would be a good fit in the future. And it is first on their list for July next year.
So it would be us,
June of
we
next
still
year,
have to
sorry.
let highway department and the township know too, so this way we can get Rob involved and so.
And then also Mike with the fireworks. I mean, we had
Well,
some
that's
discussion
the
on
highway
that.
department.
Yeah, if they need any info from us, we're happy to help.
Sure.
All right. Trustee Bergen.
Reporting for the Community Economic Development Committee. Since being formally appointed by the board in June, we've held 2 meetings. Our first meeting was a meet and greet type session in which members were able to get to know one another and share their professional backgrounds and reasons for volunteering to serve on the committee. The committee agreed to a regular schedule of meetings, which will take place on the second Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. At our meeting last night, Jamie Patch, our Economic Development Director, gave a very informative presentation on the importance of the sales tax revenue to the village budget, as well as an overview on the comprehensive plan, zoning map, and our current economic development incentive policy. At our next meeting, Janie and Mike Mertens will give members an overview of more specific opportunities that exist in our village for economic development. After using the initial couple meetings as an orientation opportunity for members, our plan is to then begin laying out clear, measurable goals as a committee. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, August 9th at 7 p.m. at the new Village Hall, and as always, residents are welcome to attend. Thank you, Mayor. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Bergen. We'll move on. Is there a treasurer's report?
No report.
Clerk?
No report.
Village attorney?
No report.
Public safety official?
Nothing to report, sir.
Village manager?
No report.
All right, do we have anything on a public comment? Okay. Dennis, you were the only one on it? The floor is yours.
Just take one to pass me,
Sure.
please.
Good evening, everybody. I was at the public safety meeting the other night. And it appears, as the cover letter shows, that we're going to do yet another study on Derby Lane on top of the 3 that have already been done. Doesn't make much sense to me, but that's what they want to do. They want to get I think, up-to-date count of the traffic since 143rd has been completed. And it was not really ever a question of how much traffic was on the street. And I'm sure it's down somewhat since 143rd has been completed. It's a question of the speed that these vehicles that use Derby Lane travel. That's the problem. It's not the amount. So if you're going to do a study, you have to bear in mind that for the benefit of our new village manager, that admitted Wednesday that he has not been familiar with Derby Lane, and I understand that, he's new. Derby Lane is a mile long. This is all information that was told years ago. Derby Lane is a mile long. It has 9 intersections consisting of 3-way or 4-way traffic. It has 3 severe curves. When cars are parked on the street, and often that is the case, the line of sight is extremely limited. It's a dangerous street. And as former Mayor Daley said, if presented to the village today, that street would never have been built. That's how bad this street is. To accomplish an accurate study, you need to have the right amount of tracking devices, and you need to put them in the right spot. As I pointed out at the last study with photographic evidence, putting them 50 feet before a corner or right at the tail end of somebody's vehicle, that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. You need to put them where the traffic is the heaviest and also with the most speed. There are some suggested areas at which I think they should be placed. I'm sure the people living on Derby would agree that something needs to be done. And to get an accurate picture, this is where I think they should be. And I've included Lady Bar there because an awful lot of traffic coming from Will Cook Road turns down Lady Bar, and a lot of traffic coming from 143rd also turns down Lady Bar. So to get a full picture of all the traffic that uses Derby Lane, you need to put counters on Lady Bar. And you'll also probably be surprised at the speed that they travel on Lady Bar. There's a Cook County Sheriff's policeman living over there that I happened to bump into in front of my house while he was walking his child. And he's furious at the speeds on Lady Bar. So we have speeding problems throughout the village. As I mentioned the other night, this is now the second month of the 11th year that Derby's been under discussion to have something done about it. The lowering of the speed limit did nothing, okay? And I believe, Mayor and Trustee Costa, I gave you some fact sheets that I calculated after one of the traffic studies because I found flaws in the study. There was some inaccurate reporting done on that. I came up with findings. I gave my findings to you two guys. You two guys verified that I was correct. Due to daytime and now more often nighttime parking on the street, you can't put these traffic counters 6 foot 4 inches from the curb, as was done in the last study, because traffic goes around them because they want to avoid getting close to the parked vehicles. Those traffic devices should be 10 feet from the curb. That street has a 28-foot width, which gives it a 14-foot ROW. You've got 4 spare feet if you put these devices at 10 feet out. I mean, if you're going to do it, damn it, do it right, okay? You don't need to be an engineer or rocket science to figure this stuff out. This is just common sense every day, okay? So fine, let's do our 4th study and you know, waste a little bit more time. I mean, after all, it's been 10 years. What's another few months going to do? Yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset. And I think I have right to be. As I told the village staff or the safety committee the other night, you get home tonight, get on your computer, look up nonfeasance. Maybe the lady attorney knows what that is. Look it up. Because so far, you're all guilty of it. You're all guilty of it. As far as, I said when the speed limit was reduced to 20 miles per hour, that's all well and good. It does nothing if surveillance isn't involved. There literally has been little surveillance, okay? We have a brand new SUV that Officer Martinez, I believe, drives. Whoever it is, they like to spend a lot of time on Chestnut, watching the cars roll by a 4-way stop at 4 miles an hour, which I guess is more dangerous than cars going down Derby at 30, 35, 40, or more. But the stop sign rolling through is more dangerous. Since January 1st of this year till last Tuesday, 4 speeding tickets issued on Derby Lane. 4. with all due respect to the lieutenant, maybe it's because we don't have enough police, but in any event, you come out any workday morning, I'll get you 4 speeding tickets in 10 minutes. 4 in 6 months. I'd like to know how many tickets were issued for the stop sign at Chestnut and Derby. I'd also like to know off the top of my head, since I'm now considered handicapped, how many tickets have been issued for handicap parking violations or fire lane violations? Has there been even one? This village staff needs to take a good look at some of this stuff. You really do. I don't generally use handicap parking spaces because there's people that need it in wheelchairs. But by God, when you see people parking in these handicap spots and they get out and walk healthy as a horse into that store or run into that store if it's raining, you got to ask yourself, what the hell is going on here? We need more cops, George. We need more cops, or damn it, we got to get our own police department, and there's ways of doing it. Easy ways of doing it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lieutenant, I'll give you a call on that tomorrow. Okay. Action items. First one on the agenda is Verizon Wireless. Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 16-024, an ordinance approving an amendment to the existing special use permit for a planned development in the C3 General Business District? An amendment to the existing special use permit for the co-location and operation of a wireless communications facility for proposed new antennas and associated ground equipment, including an increase in the overall height of the existing wireless communications facility from 105 feet to 120 feet. A variance for the existing tower setback from 120 feet required to 26 feet existing from the north property line, and to approximately 34.6 existing from the east property line, as an exception to section 220831E6 of the Homer Glen Code in conjunction with the special use permits, and the variance for the proposed ground equipment setback from 30 feet required to 28 feet proposed from the northern property line, as an exception to section 220831E6 of the Homer Glen in conjunction with the special use permits for a certain real property located at 12602 West 159th Street, north of 12608 West 159th Street, Homer Glen, Illinois. PIN number 16-05-13-301-004-0000. Case number HG 1609. Cellco Partnership, DBA Verizon Wireless, represented by Insight Real Estate Incorporated.
So moved.
Need a second?
A second.
Trustee Costa, Trustee Caprio. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Varian?
Aye.
Trustee Trustee?
Aye.
Motion carries. That was a lot full. Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 16-025, an ordinance granting, one, a variance to reduce the required minimum lot width frontage from 300 feet to 155.88 feet, and two, a variance to reduce the required minimum lot area from 2.5 acres to 2.19 acres in the A2 Rural Residential Zoning District for real property located at 14050 South Mont Road, Homer Glen.
I so move.
Trustee Suisse,
A second.
Trustee Rogers, any discussion?
I just have a general question. This was that white frame house on Lamont Road that was just demolished and they're rebuilding in that same spot.
The petitioners are here tonight, but they're actually building about 100 feet farther back from the road.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be more in the center of the lot.
And since that original house was way before the village, this is just to have them come into compliance.
Correct.
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Nancy Chouwaki?
Aye.
Trustee Marian?
Aye.
Trustee Suisse?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 6, ordinance assigning liquor license for Prairie Fest. Is there a motion to assign a Class E liquor license, temporary license, to Annunciation Byzantine Catholic Church located at 14610 South Wilcook Road, Homer, Glen, for the Prairie Fest occurring on August 12th through 14th, 2016?
So moved.
Trustee Costa, Trustee Caprio. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Suisse?
Aye.
Trustee Nancy Chouwaki?
Aye.
Trustee Marian?
Aye.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 7, is there a motion to approve the attached proclamation designating July as Park and Recreation Month in the Village of Homer Glen?
I so move.
Trustee Suisse,
Second.
Trustee Costa, is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Marian?
Aye.
Trustee Nancy Chouwaki?
Aye.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Suisse?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Next will be, is there a motion to approve the Chicago Metropolitan Agency planning for fiscal year 2016 local contribution request for $912.20?
So move.
Trustee Costa?
I'll second.
Trustee Caprio, is there any discussion? I would like to add that the money that we give for Chicago Metropolitan Agency, they do a lot for us, so it does come in very handy to the residents of this village. So with that being said, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Marian?
Aye.
Trustee Nancy Chouwaki?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Suisse?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, is there a motion to approve the May 2016 Mahoney Silverman and Cross LLC legal bills in the amount of $7,215?
I so move.
Trustee Suisse,
Second.
Trustee Varian, any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Suisse?
Aye.
Trustee Marian?
Aye.
Trustee Nancy Chouwaki?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any old business? Okay. Under new business, we have a letter of support for Homer Township's 319 grant application. What it is, Homer Township is applying for one, and we would like to show support that we are in favor of what they are doing. So this is basically just accepting that we are along with them. So I need a motion to direct the mayor to execute the attached letter of support for Homer Township's Illinois Environmental Protection Agency 319 grant application for the proposed Culver Park Detention Pond retrofit project.
So move.
Trustee Costa,
I'll second.
Trustee Caprio. Are there any discussion or questions?
Well, I just wanted to make a quick comment that their project will also affect and help the watershed in our Long Mill Creek through our village.
Is there any other discussion or questions? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Marian?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Nancy Chouwaki?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio? Oh, sorry, Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Suisse?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Not to 7:54.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, meeting adjourned.